What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Good to see everybody here this afternoon. Happy Monday to y'all. Monday morning, afternoon, evening, at mid to late afternoon for me. It's Beer 30, man. It's been a crazy busy day today, getting ready for the in-laws. I hope everyone is getting ready to have a nice, safe Thanksgiving this week. For all my U.S. folks, that is. Slam Cannon, what's up, man? Good to see you. Miss Jungles, good to see you in the house as well. Void Tech, what's going on, man? Happy Thanksgiving to you, bro. Nice to see you here. Swazi, how's it going, man? ALW, what is up? Good to see you as well. Oni, Joseph Coldwell, Bruno Sparagin, or Sparin, Cam 321, Freedom BW. What is going on, guys? All right, we are finally back in the Flight Factor A320. It has been quite some time since we've flown this airplane on my channel, I think. I think it's good that we get back into it because I do have a special surprise coming for you guys here, probably right after Thanksgiving, maybe next Monday, we shall see. But I think it's time that we get in the Flight Factor right now. Update on the WASP situation. So I'm pretty sure they're murder hornets, and they are in the attic, man. They have a nest up there. So it is, I am not out of the woods yet. We killed about 400 of them today. Not really exaggerating. The scary thing is that they're kind of crawling around the carpet now, and the color of the carpet and the color of the wasps is it's hard to see them. So I just don't want to step on one and then get stung, because I mean these little paper wasps, they're pretty docile, but you get stung by one, it hurts like a mother. So I'd almost equate it to like a small little scorpion sting if you guys ever been stung by a scorpion. So just how it is out here living in Texas, man. DJ Thomas, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream, dude. Good to have you on board. Jack Mackey, what's going on? Janner74, what's going on, man? Happy Thanksgiving from the UK. Appreciate it, man. Captain Cam 321 says, Captain, is it normal for the captain and FO instruments to display different Mach and wind info? Yes, it is. That is because they are operating off of their independent systems, and we actually have limitations between each one. So you want to just make sure that if it's off a couple hundred feet or whatever it may be, whatever the parameter is you're looking at, that it is within limitations. But yeah, that is totally normal. And in fact, if you have a failure of one of your pitot-static elements and you have to revert to the same system, then you will see it mirrored exactly. But like everything in aviation, redundancy is key, right? So we actually have 3 systems on the Airbus. Captain's running off system 1, first officer is on system 3, and then the backup is system 2. And we can actually change all that stuff right here with our air data switching panel. So here we go, normal, captain, FO3. That's what the switching panel is for down here. But let's get into the stream, guys. Let's get this airplane fired up. I love chatting with you guys here prior to the stream, but I do want to, we actually have to put in a flight plan and all that stuff today, so we actually have some stuff to do. Looks like SFO Ground just turned online. That's pretty awesome. So we'll be contacting them. Let me find a good position here for my organic light lager so I don't knock it over here. I have no desk space, man. I bought a big desk and I'm out of space already, and I just need a bigger desk. I just can never have enough space on here. Anyway, Roderick Saunders, what's up, man? Says, evening V1. I have some question about which one of the Airbus would you recommend. I've been watching your videos and want to know which one would be great for study level. What platform? Are you talking about X-Plane, or are you talking about all the platforms? And you may want to hang on to that just a little while longer, man, because I got some juicy info or juicy content coming your way here pretty soon. So first things first, though, let's get the airplane fired up. Battery 1. Battery 2, we are completely cold and dark. Voltage are plenty good, 27.2. Somebody mentioned that the voltage in the Microsoft Airbus, was it 25.5, or it was less than that or something? So actually might have been requiring a battery charge. I'd have to go back to the stream and actually watch it. But we got plenty of voltage here, and we're going to just go ahead and connect to ground power right away. Let me know how the audios turn out, because I haven't run BSS on the Flight Factor here in quite some time on the stream, and I've done some updating, so whoa. I hate it when that happens. So if the airplane's blowing out the stream, let me know and we'll take care of it. Anyway, we'll go preliminary cockpit flow here. Looks like the daughter's waking up here. Cruise supply oxygen can come on. We'll get the ground control on right now. We are going to start the alignment phase. Remember ADR1, wait for the on-bat to illuminate. Now some people are like, well, you don't have to wait for the on-bat to come on and off. That's company specific. Technically, by our books, you want to verify on-bat comes on. Now, in theory, you could just do that and then wait for this and I think the test is satisfactory, but that's going to be airline specific. Some airlines will want you to wait for each individual IR for the on-bat light to illuminate and then extinguish. Some, I guess you can just turn them all on and let it rip. Fire test here. Let's go overhead. That looks good. Engine 1, engine 2, squibs. Now, of course, in real life, we'd be looking down here at the ECAMs for the fire lights as well, but I hate dragging my screen around real quick on stream because I think it just blurs out a little bit. So that looks good. We'll leave the fuel pumps off for now. Nav light will go to position 1 because I'm flying this aircraft. We'll keep everything else off because we are going to be fueling. Overhead looks good. Come back down in here. Man, that's a beautiful cockpit, huh? We haven't been in this. I haven't flown this. I don't remember I do not remember the last time I flew the Flight Factor A320. Normal TCAS air there, not a problem. Let's get into it now. DJC says the TCA throttle doesn't work well with the Flight Factor. Interesting. Why is that? Is it because of the detent position? That would be my guess. Let me know why, because I haven't pre-ordered, or not pre-ordered, I haven't ordered, I should say, any hardwares yet for my desk. Mostly because of a space situation, but I'm trying to wait around and see what the best option will be for my specific situation. But curious to see why you say it doesn't work well with the Flight Factor. Golden State Aviation says, happy to see you back in the Bay. Yes, sir. Golden State Aviation. Excellent, man. Cam A321. Thank you so much, man. Coming in with a $10 donation right off the bat. Says, thank you, Captain, for that explanation. Cam, thank you so much, man, for your support on the channel. Not a problem, man. Anytime. That's what I'm here for. I love doing these streams, especially when we're in the Airbus. King Air is fun. Props are fun. You know, Boeings are fun. But when I'm in the Airbus, it's not just fun because I know this is my airplane, but you guys ask the questions that make me think, and I have to, you know, get that old that brain knowledge flowing to remember. Because I mean, you know, we're all human. We don't remember everything, even though we try to. But yeah, that's your whole air data situation is going to be right here. So this is where you would switch from a normal configuration to Captain or FO. Now I actually use these in. I'm trying to remember which video. I believe it was the check ride video. I go over this, and as we get ready to go back to work here in January, I will be going over these switches again as we prepare for a new check ride, and we have some juicy new stuff coming your way. But let me quickly jump down to the flight plan here. Let me get this thing loaded up, just because I'm sure we're way out of date, right? 2206. Oh my gosh, I really hope we have. I know that's not the current one. Let's just hope our flight plan is going to work with this software load. If not, that would be really sad. San Francisco to PDX, going up to the Flight Beam, Portland. Beautiful airport up there. I love flying into Portland. What are we today? We're Alpha Whiskey Echo 512. I love flying into Portland, man. It's fun. Beautiful up there in the mountains. We're going to go cost index of 75. Cruise flight level, we're filed at 340. IRS init, align on ref, confirm that. And return. Okay, I just want to load this real quick here. Please work. Looks like we got ATIS, courtesy of San Francisco Ground. It's online. Appreciate you. All right, looks like 270 at 16. Ooh, quiet bridge visual, 28 right, ILS, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. Departing runway 1 left, 1 right, 28 left, and 28 right. So I need to, first of all, get this back up here. Love having the Avi tab. I missed this big time in FS 2020, man. So nice having just quick access to your charts. I know I can do it when I'm not streaming, but for streaming purposes, it's just so easy to have this in the window here. Do you guys not see the charts when I pop them up? Maybe, yeah, you should. They're on the stream. For some reason, I was looking over at what I'm putting out on YouTube, and it didn't show the stream here. Oh well. There they go. Yeah, I can see them on the chart. Just a little bit of delay. So, departing ones, huh? 1 left, 1 right. I really want to get to 2.8s, but I expect we'll get 1 left for departure. And what is our flight plan? I should probably check that out. We are on the Truckin' 2, that's in there. Let me throw you in there. Oh gosh, I screwed that up, didn't I? We'll go plan mode, 20 miles, pull you back up. That way we can look at our display units here, see what's going on. Truck and 2 departure out to the Grateful transition. No flight plan was found on the server. What's up with that? Is there no Grateful? Did I pass it? There it is. Grateful. Insert. Man, it is nice having a fully modeled box like this here. Out to Grateful. Machu. $10. This isn't in there. MACHU. Oh, it is. Awesome. Okay. With the Timbers 2. I'm pretty sure Timbers 2 has been around for a while, so it should be there. Planning on 10 right in Portland, according to our flight plan. We'll see when we get up there. Timbers 2. There is no Machu. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Insert. Look at that. I love it when a plan comes together. We got double Machus there. We're just going to clear that one out. Clear out our disco. Insert. And now we should be able to step through this here. I know I'm kind of ignoring you guys right now in chat, but let's just get this flight plan in the box. Truck and Grateful should have the constraints on. Pretty simple, straight up the coast, man. Yeah, look at that, right into 10 right. That looks awesome. All right, flight plan is in the box. And before I get back to the chat here, let's throw a quick secondary in here, SFO to SFO. Because we got it. We're trying to get back into the 100% realistic streams, but not quite there yet. I do think you guys are going to like what I got coming up for you here in the channel. If we blow an engine off 10 left, I'm going to come back to the ILS 28 right. That's what I want to do. And quick perf for that. We don't care about anything else but the approach. Perf, ATIS is 3003. 3003. What's the ECAM showing for temp? 14. That's what I like to put in the box here. That way we get actual temp. Sometimes the ATIS can be an hour old or something, but it is 14 on the ATIS as well. That's pretty accurate. Wind condition 270 at 1.6. That would explain why we're taking off. Kind of surprised we're not doing 2.8 solo. And then we'll just do a 200 DH. All right, secondary is set. Rad nav. Nothing to hard tune in there right now. Init B. We got to load up some fuel here. Let's call this fuel truck. We need 6.6, I believe, according to our sim brief. I'm going to take 6, do 6.7 on the fuel. Let's go ahead and do weight request. Block 6.7, 46 minutes, extra gas. Perfect. Plenty of extra gas there. That's our init B. Prog page. SFO goes in the box here. Perf data. What do we got for speeds? 36, 40. We'll take a 131. We'll do a flaps 1. Full yoga out of here because it's Y-Flex and Flight Sim. 1 left on the departure. Takeoff shift. Somebody asked this question in the Discord and I never got back to it. I apologize. But the takeoff shift, essentially if we had a intersection departure here, and this is how it works in the real airplane anyway. Now I can manually put in, this says meters, but in the real airplane what would happen is if I put in an intersection departure, let's say I wanted to take off, they're taking off runway 1 left at hotel. I'll put that in my ACARS data, and when I send it off and I get my takeoff performance numbers back, it knows that I want the hotel intersection, so it will actually shorten the runway here, and you'll see a takeoff shift of, let's just say that's 800 feet, right? And it would say 800 or 800 feet, and this is meters, it'd be slightly different. So that's what the takeoff shift is. You just verify that your intersection is in there. Now you can also manually input this. Let's say I wanted to do a 50-meter shift. There we go. So now it says check takeoff data. We'd have to redo our speeds. But we were planning on going full length there. Mic 1 off 1 left, so no takeoff shift. Flaps 1, no flex. Transition altitude is 18,000 feet. Thrust reduction 1510. Engine out acceleration 1510. That looks good to me, guys. All right. Now I got the busy stuff out of the way. Let's enjoy a wing shot here. Let me get back to some of these chat tags here. A couple of you guys asked some questions. You probably have answered this already, but why did you go back from Microsoft 2020 to X-Plane? Do you also have the annoying bug during landing of the A320NX? I'm not going away from either one. We're just kind of mixing it up. I thought it would be. We flew MS 2020 not too long ago, and we did do a couple streams on X-Plane, then we'll bounce back to Microsoft. I will tell you, Microsoft is running a lot better on my system right now than X-Plane is. I don't know what's going on. I had to launch the game just for this stream. I had to launch the sim 3 times for it to load up. I don't know what's going on. So X-Plane is really hurting me right now, but FS 2020 is working, except I miss all of this functionality, guys. I really do. I miss having the Avi tab right here. I miss having a fully functional cockpit. Yes, the A320NX mod is really coming along well, and that's great. And I can't wait to see more progress on it. But you know, it's still got a long way to go. So it's good to break it up, man. It's good to break it up. 121.8 here for ground. Whoa, that was deafening. We actually need clearance delivery. 18.2. We'll call El Ground for clearance. Hopefully he shows a flight plan on file for me, because it's saying that it's not on there when I go to this thing here. Golden State, do you have the FT Sim IA mixed with BSS? Personally, I love it because you won't get the IAS. BSS doesn't get the IA. I don't remember what I have on this one, man. Honestly, I do not remember. I know I'm running BSS. I don't know if I'm running the hybrid version for the IAE engine mod or not. But let's go ahead and give ground a call. Where's my pen? We're Cactus 512. And let's let it rip. San Francisco ground, a good evening. Cactus 512 looking to pick up IFR to Portland. Uh-oh. Transmit button is not working. Look at that. Look at that realism. I didn't have my ACP button selected, and it didn't work. That's another one of those things I love about this airplane, or study level stuff. Berto, coming in with a $5 donation. Good afternoon. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate your support on the channel. I hope you're doing good, Berto360. Good to see you around here on the stream. Welcome aboard, my friend. We are just getting ready to take off out of San Fran. Good evening, San Francisco ground. Cactus 512 looking to get IFR to Portland. So I saw the transmit light. Oh shoot, 121.8. What freak am I on? Duh. That's one of those things, man. That's all on me. It's not me being used to this VATSIM. It's on me. Good afternoon, San Francisco ground. Cactus 512 looking to get IFR to Portland.
You got a carrier, no voice.
Carrier, no voice. That's not good. I was just talking about how good everything is here. Let me go. Okay, hold on. Output device. Here we go. Microphone. Hello. Test, test. There we go. All right.
Cactus 512, if you didn't hear me the first time, got a carrier, no voice.
How about now for Cactus 512?
Cactus 512, you 5x5.
Awesome. Cactus 512 looking to get IFR to Portland.
Cactus 512, San Francisco ground clear to Portland International Airport. Tuck into departure, grateful transition that is filed. Climb via SID, departure frequency is offline, squawk 3647.
Well, that's not even. All right, clear to Portland, trucking to departure, grateful transition as filed. Climb via the SID, no departure frequency, squawking 3647 for Cactus 512.
Cactus 512, read back correct. Current Aegis information Bravo. Expect on a 1 right for departure, call for taxi.
1 right for departure, and we'll give you a call, Cactus 512. Thanks, sir. All right. So 1 right. That's on. I think I put 1 left in there, didn't I? 3647 is the squawk. And VATSIM purposes on TARA, and enough lollygagging around here. Let's get the airplane ready to roll. Pumps are coming on. Prime U. Seatbelt sign on. Auto arm. Ground handling. Go ahead and drive away, good sirs. I'm waiting for that flap open. While we do that, let's go ahead and pull the chocks. Remove the fuel truck. We'll start closing up those doors. We'll leave that first door open. Bags are already set. As far as load, I set full passenger load because it's Thanksgiving week. A lot of people flying during normal time anyway, so, you know, let's just go ahead and close up all the doors. What the heck, we're pretty much ready to go. We are closed up. Do I have my BSS sound volume? People 30%, that looks good. Flap is open. Fire up the APU. Trucks are getting out of here. Let's do this thing. Man, I love it when a plan comes together. Good afternoon, Captain Tom. Welcome aboard, man. Fubar, what's up, man? He says, I'm with you, V1. It's great to have a fully functional bus and not worry about ATC wanting to switch up runway. I'm hoping the A320NX gets that functionality, though. Me too, man. Me too. You guys in the with you. I know. It's coming. Sean, what's up, man? He says, good afternoon, V1. Appreciate you, sir, and all of you do. I enjoy your stream so much. Sean, thank you so much, man. Very kind of you. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys tuning in, watching the streams, and hanging out with me here on the good old flight simulator. We need to go ahead and put in the itinerary, though. That would be helpful, wouldn't it? 3003. Set. I believe they're all linked, and 3003 is set here. APU is online. Give you that. Get rid of that. Let's call our pushback truck. We can hide all of you, and
ground to cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
let's see how you can do it here at an angle. Actually, I want you to push back, and then I want you to pull me forward to the release line. This ought to be interesting.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, that's good. And he said one right for departure, so we do need to change that. One right. Truck and two, a grateful transition. Insert. Now what's going to happen is we're going to get those discos again here. We got double gratefuls. So let's clear the disco, clear one of those gratefuls, clear the other disco, and we're back online now. When you do that runway change, it'll mess you up. 3.1 remaining, 507 miles. Fuel prediction, what do we got? And it be 46 minutes, still 6.7. It's still good. So we're looking good. I should probably redo my speeds. Won't let me. All right, cool. I guess we're good for it. One right. When you do a runway change in real life, this would also clear out your
Okay,
speeds.
all doors and hatches are
closed. Message here
ready
saying
to
check
connect.
takeoff data whenever you do that runway change. We should probably look at the departure procedure as well, right? Trucking to... There you are. Climb via trucking 2, speed restriction off 28, that's not us. We're going off 1, so it's basically straight out right turn out to trucking. Here's the textual. Climb right turn heading 014 to 520, then right turn direct tide. Top altitude is flight level 190. Throw you in there.
So connected and bypass pin inserted. Release parking brake.
Alright, standby hotshot. Let's go ahead and get the beacon light on here. Let's do our overhead flow. Everything else is good. Up there, and all doors and windows are closed. I feel like I need to do a checklist, but I don't have my checklist on me, and haven't flown in so long, I don't really have it memorized. I think we're ready to go. Doors, windows closed and locked. Beacons on. Thrust levers idle. Parking brake is off. Clear to push.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Right. Look at that. Off the gate in. How long did it take us to get off the gate there? Cold and dark. 26 minutes. Southwest would be proud. Although we're 1 minute late on that one. Jack Mackey says, my first and only flight on Microsoft Flight Simulator. The flight ended on a takeoff roll because I damaged my gear. Uh-oh. Steven Anderson, what's up, man? It says, first time catching you live. Love getting to see some insight into real-life bus procedures. Hoping to get into the bus soon. Currently flying the CRJ 200. Steven Anderson, hats off to you, man. You're flying a man's airplane right now. That's CRJ 200. That's pretty cool. I never flew the CRJ, but I feel like I almost died on a CRJ a couple times. So my hats are off to you, CRJ guys, especially the 200 drivers. But welcome aboard, man. You'll love the Airbus. I'm sure you probably already jump seated in it once or twice, but any regional jet going into the Airbus. It's pretty sweet, man. The cockpit space alone is pretty much worth it, in my opinion. Look at that. So we got window views, and we have window view. We have a lot of window views. And then we have no window on this side. Let's go ahead and fire up. Well, so I'm going to hold off here because, as in real life, a lot of times when they're doing a pushback like this and they have to pull you forward, you're not going to get a clear to start until the wing walkers walk out of the way, because they're walking back, but they don't, unless they're really disciplined, they don't really walk on your wingtips. They just kind of walk like right in front of the engine. So when they got to pull you forward, they don't want to have the wing walker there. So you pretty much have to wait until you're moving forward or they're done pulling you before you can start when you get this type of pushback. Can you explain the flap, retraction, slat, retraction, and cleanup on the perf page? Yeah.
Ground United 1780 rolling up spot 8 with Bravo ready for taxi.
United 1780
So,
and one right, taxi
Take a
Alpha
look, so
1.
verify what we're talking about.
One right, Alpha Alpha 1 United.
So this is your retraction speeds, essentially. This is what the program retraction speeds you'll see on your PFD. So flap retraction, 150. Your slats will retract, or should retract 194, and you want to be cleaned by 216. Those are just optimum speeds.
Operation
In a nutshell.
complete. Set parking brake.
Brake set, and we're going to start engine numero
Disconnecting
1.
tow. Stand by.
All right, we got good pressure. Turning 1. I kind of want to go out of the...
Subscriber ahead. Look up.
Why is it not turning? Front row. It helps if you put it on crank mode. There we go. Disconnecting hand signals. There we go. I put it on crank instead of engine start. My bad. But yeah, those speeds are what you're going to see on your PFD speed scale. Am I using the X-Plane basic camera system? Yes, I am. No pushback in VATSIM, man. Right? Oh, shoot.
Tow is
No, I'm on the ramp.
disconnected
I'm on
and
the ramp.
bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
Thanks for the smooth push, man. We'll see you next time. Yeah, I don't believe you do. You don't. We wouldn't call here. You call ramp here in real life, but we're not going to call ground. So that's why that's what this terminating bar is here. When you have a solid line, a single solid line, and then dash lines. So in order for me to cross over, to go from a solid to a dash, I need a clearance. To go from a dash to the solid, I don't need a clearance. So exiting the ramp, I need a clearance. Coming into the ramp, you probably still need a clearance, but that's what that line essentially means. Yeah, I turned the starter in the wrong direction. Let's go ahead and fire up 2. I haven't done that in a while, man. We're going to get 2 engines running here so we get it warmed up. We don't have to worry about doing a single engine start. I'm taxiing out. What does crank do? Crank will run the starter, and it won't introduce fuel or won't run the igniter. So we call it motoring or dry motoring. If you get a hot start or if there's some type of procedure that requires you to motor the engines, that's what you would use the crank function for.
Okay, San Francisco Ground, JetBlue 514, short Alpha, spot 1, ready to go.
JetBlue 514, runway 1 right, taxi Alpha Alpha 1.
Fuzzy Condor, man,
Alpha
coming
Alpha 1,
in
Alpha
with
1.
a $50 bomb. Fuzzy Condor, thank you so much for your support and generous donation, man. Positive rates in the chat for Fuzzy Condor. Thank you so much, man. Really appreciate your support here on the channel. If you're a member, go ahead and hit that positive rate emoji in there for Fuzzy Condor. It says, longtime fan and man pilot. Have watched all your vids and have never been able to catch a live stream until now. I flew the A320 with ATOP at JetBlue. Awesome, man. And you've helped keep my spark and my manned aviation dream alive from a current UAV pilot. Thank you. Fuzzy Condor, thank you, man. Thank you again for your support on the channel. I'm glad that you're enjoying the content. I'm glad you've been a long-time fan. Thank you so much for chiming into the chat. I'm glad I can help you keep the spark alive, man. That's what it's all about. Aviation is a niche world where those that are passionate about aviation in general, we all have it in common, right? And it's just, we come from all different backgrounds, different parts of the country, different views on a lot of different things, but we all come together around aviation, and it's just so cool.
514,
And it's really cool to see that
0.5
come to fruition here on stream. So again, Fuzzy Condor, thank you for your support. I appreciate it, man. All right, here we go. What do we do here? Let's go ahead and go back here. Let's go out. Flaps 1. APU bleed can come off. And we are at Bravo 4, Bravo 6. Bravo 6. And we're at spot 6 with information. Let me make sure it didn't change. Information Bravo. I'm actually going to write down this clearance. I'm assuming it's going to be Echo, Bravo, or Alpha with a cross somewhere in here, unless they want to cross me over here, which would be interesting. Going to 1 right. San Francisco ground, Cactus 512. We're spot 6 with Bravo. Taxi.
Cactus 512, runway 1 right, taxi be Alpha Alpha 1.
1 right, Alpha Alpha 1, Cactus 512. All right. I was wrong on all that, but hey, we got Alpha 1, so we're going all the way around.
1780, contact Tower 0.5, good day.
Tower
Not a
20.5,
problem. Lights
United
come
1780,
on,
take care.
taxi light.
Did you see it?
There we go. Wait, helps to release the parking brake. Release that parking brake. I was too eager to get the drive-away shot here. Alpha is the inner, so we're staying on the inner all the way around. Are those Navigraph charts? Yes, they are. I think this is Alpha. Yeah, I'm kind of just doing a blind turn just because it's cinematic purposes here. Hopefully I'm not turning into another airplane. I really hope I just turned on the Alpha. Look at that. It's worth it, though.
San Francisco ground, Delta 3051 with Bravo, request taxi.
That's 3051, runway 1 right,
I
taxi
love this
via
thing.
Alpha
I still
Alpha
do.
1.
As much as it gives me problems.
Taxi via Alpha Alpha 1, Delta 3051.
I do love it. Alright, so we gotta pay attention here. Alpha is the inner here. This is a hot spot. A lot of things can go wrong here on this spot, so just pay attention here. Hey, V, which pilot client do you use? I use X-Pilot, man. X-Pilot. Hi, Chris. Says FS Labs 320 soon. It's right around the corner, my friend. You guys just hang tight. V1, is there any major difference between a normal 320 and the Sharp version? The Sharp version? I would be lying if I said I knew what the Sharp version referring to. Maybe I don't know the acronym, but Sharp version. Yeah, let me know what the acronym is. I'm curious. I'm not familiar with Sharp, unless you meant Sharp-lit version. We got a Delta coming out up ahead there.
Redwood 850, push and start onto Alpha.
850, stand by. Got traffic right back.
Oh, we got Delta up in front of us. Give way to him. That's pretty much the norm. Let's see. Let's do our head flight control check. Wow, that's aggressive. Don't need it right in our face. Here we go. Full up. Full down. Neutral. Full left. Full right. Neutral.
Redwood 850, push on top.
Rudders.
East
Redwood.
south.
I don't see that very often.
Push on Alpha,
Full
Bravo,
left.
south, Redwood 850.
Full right. Neutral. Auto brakes max. Takeoff config. That goes there. That goes to auto. That doesn't work. We're on TARA. Cabin check. Flight 10 spare for landing. Or pop.
Yes,
takeoff.
sir.
I'm liking these sounds, though, man. I'm liking these sounds. How do you guys even tolerate taxiing this slow? Well, I've been scolded for taxiing too fast. In real life, when you're single pilot, it's a lot harder to taxi, especially when you don't have an actual tiller. I'm trying to get cinematic views. Why is cabin not ready?
How can I help you?
Oh, that's right, because I gotta do your job for you. There we go. Cabin ready. I think that's an option now that you can turn off, if I'm not mistaken. I just haven't done it yet. Nice clean wing on this Cactus. Sound is BSS. If it ain't doing 25, I'm putting 35% thrust. Hey, I'm with you, man. Like I said, I've been scolded for doing that. So just enjoying the stream, man. It's funny though that now that you bring it up, because I remember the first jet I ever taxied and ever flew a Citation, and when I was doing my first ever landing in the jet itself, the first time I sat in the left seat, and I was taxiing the airplane. My instructor pilot, but he was really the guy that I fly with. He's like, man, everything you do is great except you taxi like a little girl. And ever since then, I just feel like I need to taxi fast, and now I get in trouble for that, so I can't make anybody happy. Berto 360, juicy on the sounds. Dude, I was just thinking that. I mean, listen to the little hydraulic strain.
At the 3051 Tower, 7 submissions, you can monitor Unicom 122.8.
Alpha 1, we're going all the way around.
Tower 12015, Delta 3051.
Oh yeah, we got some Jet Who's, we got an United and a Deltoid out here. I love it.
Going to Unicom 122.8.
What PC do I use? Exclamation point specs for the specs man, but I basically just, it's a custom build. I actually built it years and years ago, and I've basically updated the whole thing twice by now. Still running an older card, but specs has got all the current stuff in there. Where do you get the add-on for the IA engine? I've got a video on my channel, man. IA engine mod, check it out.
Cactus 512 Towers having issues, monitor Unicom 122.8, cadet.
122.8, thanks for the UTC, guys. We'll see ya.
Great.
So Phantom 320 is having issues on tower, of course. Way to go, Phantom. 22.8, we're gonna hold it right here. Brake set. The lights can come off. And what's going on out here? Looks like we got musical chairs. So JetBlue's taking off, United, and Delta. So they get pretty antsy if you cross this whole short line. Essentially, they won't cross you unless you have room to go all the way around. Same thing in DFW too. Look at that. Is that 321 taking off? That's pretty sweet. This is Mr. X SFO. Yes, sir, it is. Ryan Breaker, it is the Flight Factor A320. Yes, sir. I really hope this aircraft gets converted or released for Microsoft 2020. Crystal, this or the FS, any Airbus, you know. But I mean, we have. Here's the thing: it's going to take anybody time, right? And the fly-by-wire team has already got to jump on it. They already have an airplane. They're already making progress. So we just got to be patient, guys. We got to be patient. The default, purely from a content creator standpoint, having default scenery as good as it is in FS 2020, it's going to make it really hard to continue to run multiple sims as it gets more advanced airplanes over there on the 2020 platform. I mean, you know, we spend a lot of money and time downloading sceneries for X-Plane to make it look good, and I will tell you that my orthos and Fort Boy ortho looks better than the default FS 2020 orthos. But I will still take the ease of use and convenience of FS 2020 global ortho stuff over having to just, you know, have terabytes of data on your computer and organizing the files and stuff. But we'll see. I mean, that's just how I feel right now. Who knows? Things can change. X-Plane 12 could be around the corner. Who knows, man? There's a lot that can change. But that's just how I feel right now.
Donation.
Rand Cool, what is going on, man? Thank you so much for the $10 donation, man. I appreciate that. He says, for Hornets or Bourbon Fund, I'm not on often, but still a member. Can't believe it's been a year. Thanks for all you do. Rand Cool, thank you so much, man, for that $10 donation. Definitely going to be going to the Bourbon Fund. I'm tired of killing these dang murder hornets in here. But I appreciate it, man. I got in-laws coming in town, so I'm going to need that for this week.
San Francisco traffic, United 1780, taking off one right,
appreciate it, man.
traffic 2.
Cool, man.
San
Thank you,
Francisco.
bud. Federico, he said they said the 320 NX might not take as long as everyone expects due to being open source and having a large backing along with a good base. That's exactly what I'm thinking. Federico, sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. But yeah, they've already got the airplane and they've already made a lot of progress so far, right? So I almost think that they will probably be they are the only player right now. Excuse me. But I think they're going to be the force to be reckoned with, even as third-party devs attempt to come over you know, they've already got the jump. So I'm rooting for them 100%. I think they're great guys. A couple of them are in the V1 Discord. I'm in their Discord. Keep track of the progress and stuff, and they're awesome. I still got to get the recordings done. I'm trying to get the recordings done, so you have a little sound pack, a V1 announcement sound pack. Man, I'm almost out of brew already. I think it took us longer to take off and get out of here. So we're going to cross one left, and we're going to head over to one right. Final should be clear. When we get a study level bus, bye X-Plane 11, but I agree with you, V1 X-Plane Custom Crew to Ortho looks better than FS 2020. Yeah, it does, man. There's nothing. I'm not an expert on the zoom levels, so I don't know what the zoom level FS 2020 is, but I do know that you can make X-Plane look better than FS 2020. It just takes the work, you know. You got to put the work in, then you got to download have all space for it. So it's just, it's the way of the future. That's where I'm at right now. As of right now, the FS 2020 platform is the way of the future. Am I ditching X-Plane right now? No, not unless it forces me to stop flying it, because it's just giving me issues, which I don't know why. Out of nowhere, it just doesn't want to run all that smooth. Although we're doing pretty good right now, knock on wood. Looks like we've only dropped 95 frames. Liking that. Alright, I left my big lights on.
San Francisco traffic, Delta 3051, takeoff runway 1 right.
San Francisco traffic, Cactus 512 will be positioned and hold on 1 right. Hello, my name is Trace. I'm VATSIM Supervisors per VATSIM Code of Conduct A4. Reconnect using approved name. It only takes 10 seconds. This is my name. This is my full name. I'm not even under V1. Alright, here we go. We're going to line up and wait. I go by Tom Cruise sometimes. Alright, we're going to line up and wait. And hopefully we'll get lined up here, and then we can take a look at that message in a second. Delta's on the roll. We'll give him 5 miles or so. We'll go ahead and brake set. We're going to give him a little ways there. I can't really see him on the TCAS. I don't know if that's a Flight Factor thing. We'll put it in all mode. Oh, there he is. I did have my display on. So we'll give him 5 miles, and then we'll blast off out of here. Cap Clayton says, you sound like Tom Cruise. Thanks, man. Appreciate it, brother. I mean, y'all check my birth certificate. All right, brakes off. San Francisco traffic, Cactus 512, we're departing off runway 1 right. Truck and 2 departure as filed. Hold on, what did this say? And I shall refer your account membership team for confirmation. I'm just okay, thank you. Well, we didn't have any en route traffic or in air traffic control anyway. All right, here we go. Spool them up, 50%. Let's pop this sucker out. Right, here we go. Toga SRS auto thrust balloon. SRS nav. I missed that one there. I was expecting runway, but there was no ILS. 8 knots. Thrust set. Neutral by 100. V1. Rotate. Positive rate. Gear up. Disarm the spoilers. We're nabbing. Say goodbye. Gotta love that, man. Gotta love that. Water's pretty trash right now because I don't have my X that we're working, but those sounds. Man, I wish my water was a little bit better, but we should be getting up to, there's our right turn. 512 is the right turn. A little late on that. All right, lever climb, so make sure you got a positive trend in airspeed. I see that arrow moving up. Thrust climb, climb, auto thrust. Look at the acceleration. There's our SB. We'll go ahead and retract flaps 0. After takeoff checklist. And what's our outside temps are plus 15. We're looking good. I don't think we need to anti-ice right now, so we're looking good. Ooh, a little bit of turbulence coming through here. Look at this, busting through the top of the clouds. Hypnosis, why do they care if you use your real name anyway? Dude, I don't know, man. I don't get it. I don't get it either. But hey. Pilot, I'm just trying to teach y'all some ATC stuff. I put on I got rid of V1 Sim, put my alias name on there. That's not good enough for them, so here's what it is, man. I know Pilot Edge is working in FS 2020, right? I may have to give them a shout because at least try to get back on the Pilot Edge. I'm going to hand fly this pretty poorly here because I want to look outside. But there's a lot of new guys on networks now, especially because of Flight Sim 2020, and I think it would be kind of good to do maybe a GA stream in FS 2020 and just stay in the traffic pattern and talk to ATC back and forth and really try to get some confidence out there for you guys. I know there's a lot of new guys on the networks in general, so that might be a good idea for a stream. I did get that Coronado Piper PA-44 Seminole. I do not recommend spending your money on it, guys, unfortunately. It's a beautiful airplane for FS 2020, but it stops there. I think it's one of the lightest simulated Coronado planes that they've released, at least in my experience. I haven't bought any other Coronado plane in FS 2020, at least in an X-plane. Some stuff worked, like the Coronado Chieftain. Love that airplane, man, in X-plane 11. But I couldn't get anything to work in the FS 2020 Seminole. And by anything to work, I mean like EGT temps or cylinder head temps or any of the basic stuff a prop should have just is not working. So let's take a flyby shot here. Look at that. We are going to be going over the ORBX HD, man. So we'll just take a look at this here for a second. Joel Tier says, imagine a couch pilot kicking a real pilot off the network. Couldn't be me. Hey, man. I don't know who all it is, but I mean, it is what it is. Whatever. I appreciate the ATC that we did have. You guys were awesome. Just having that little bit of clearance and ground control just adds that much more immersion, man. So I appreciate you guys jumping on there. How much y'all want to bet the soup was a kid that can't even drink fun? Golden City Aviation says, I don't have a credit card, which is why I don't have Pilot Edge or Navigraph. Yeah, and the thing is, if you do go the Pilot Edge route, you're going to need charts. Now, here's the thing, Golden City Aviation. If you don't want to get Navigraph in the U.S., which is where Pilot Edge is, you can get all of the charts for free on, because we have the NACA charts in the U.S. So you can go to SkyVector and you can pull up all the charts that you want for free. It's just a different format. So that's something to think about too. XP72, what is going on, my friend? Good evening, Captain and Chat. XP72, thank you so much for the $5 donation, man. I appreciate it. Welcome to the stream, dude. Welcome aboard, man. You've been streaming that A300, man. It was a beautiful airplane for sure. It sucked that you had all those crashes there on that scenery, but guys, if you haven't already, check out XP72. Great streamer. He does some great content. You'll see me hanging out over there. I like to watch Incognito a lot. I put him up on the big screen so I can't really interact with chat all that much. But believe it or not, man, my little daughter, when your intro music, she starts jamming out when you start playing the intro music to your stream. So welcome aboard, man. Glad to have you here. All right, I think we're through 10. Let's go ahead and clean up this airplane here, and then we'll continue to look outside. Yeah, we're definitely through 10. So we'll go ahead and let's get the wing lights off, lights coming off, those are coming off. We'll ding the flight attendants. We're through 10. Seems like a smooth ride. So let's go ahead and turn that seatbelt sign off. We'll go ahead and turn off the seatbelt sign. We'll zoom our range out. How are we looking? Things are looking good there. All right, I'm going to hop outside. Oh, yeah. Apologize for that deafening shot there. We need to do something here. Hold on. Man, that was loud, huh? There we go. ORBX HD. Love it. Sorry for the ear blowout there. Mooney is broken at his movement. Sunken says, if it's only as good as a Chieftain. I know, that's what I was hoping. That's why I bought the Coronado Seminole for FS 2020, because I thought it would be as good as the Chieftain. No bueno, though, man. Captain Gio, what's going on, man? Welcome to the channel, dude. Welcome to the stream, bro. My FF320, it doesn't want to work with BSS. Where am I wrong? It should work, man. You just gotta follow the install. It's a pretty simple install. You just put the two folders where he tells you to in the install packet. Rose Jackson, welcome to the stream. Says hello from Montreal, Canada. Welcome, Rose. Golden State says that definitely changed it for me. Thanks for the response. Yeah, man. I don't think I have. Do I have any NACA charts downloaded here? Sometimes I have some leftover ones. What do I gotta go to? Avitab. Oh. Charts. Nope, that's Phoenix. Nah, I don't have any on me right now, but I'll show you. Captain Gio, what is going on, man? $5 bomb. Thank you so much. Sorry, XP72. I had to. What is up, V1? Oh boy, Captain Gio, thanks for the donation, man. I hope you're doing well, brother. Good to see you again on the stream. It's been a while, man. It's been a while. I actually caught part of XP stream where he was showing your new big rig that you're driving around, man. That's fantastic, dude. Awesome stuff, Gio. I hope you and the family as well. Yeah, XP, she loves that intro music, man. Like, she knows as soon as it comes on, she'll run over the TV and starts jamming out. I'll take a video next time. Any tips on how to improve the FPS on the FF320? Try going into your task manager and closing one of the CEF loaders. You'll get two of them that spawn up. Close one of them. Oh, we're reaching 18,000 standard. And let's go ahead and climb all the way to 340 here. No need to level. We're going all the way up to 340. Open climb, thrust climb, open climb. 340. Look at that shot, huh? That looks real to me right there. Bertha says, dang, now I'm deaf and blind. Sorry, dude. Is this making... This has got to be making a noise on my mic. My cable management is so bad, and then I can hear my microphone zip tie, or my headset zip tie hitting my microphone. ATP Flight School says, I heard Infinite Flight is getting a 7.5 update. Ooh, I haven't flown Infinite Flight at all, but I've seen some video of it. It looks like the Flight Factor. Pretty sweet, man. Shaquille Oatmeal, welcome aboard, man. Welcome to the stream, dude. Dogs are freaking out again. Apologies. Thank you for the subscribe, Sophie Jackson. Rose Jackson says, it's been a while. How's life treating you with all this COVID stuff? So far, so good. I mean, we've just been hanging low, and hasn't really affected us personally. So we're hanging in there. I hope you're hanging in there as well. I know it's a tough time for a lot of people right now. Why am I not flying at Microsoft 2020? Just wanted to give it a break, man. I wanted to get back into a real, like a little bit more simulated airplane here with with all of our, all of our cockpits simulated, and just a little bit better flight model, a little bit, I mean, a lot better as of right now. So it's just refreshing for sure. And I love this flight because we do have some really good scenery going up the coastline here. I don't know which side to hang out on. There's the bay. I mean, we can look out this side with the sun reflecting off the mountains. Wow, that's a shot right there. And replay mode. There's a lot of things about 2020 that I love, but there's some key elements, replay mode being one of them, that still sucks. What is ETE? That is the estimated time en route. Estimated time en route. Miss Jungle says, it seems we have some dogs on this flight. Yeah, we got a couple down in the cargo hold. Speaking of, we should probably check the cargo temps. I don't know if I checked it on this airplane or not. I hear a dog. What breed? It is a beagle. I got 2 beagles, man, and they are a pain in my butt right now. So I spent the majority of the day, I don't know if you guys have any ranches or anything, but you know what hog wire is, so I stretched about a little over a mile of hog wire. And I had to go use some hog ties and tie it all up. So my hands are just tore up right now, but it's all to keep the dogs in. I spent a lot of money on a very expensive fence, and it's still not enough to keep the dog in. He keeps getting out. So one of them anyway. The other one, she doesn't really want to escape, but Stanley, he is an escape artist, man. I don't know if he smells armadillos and stuff outside of the fence line, and he probes the fence. So the fence that we put up was like a 4x4. Well, it starts at 2x2 squares, and then they get bigger as you go up the fence. And they're not all 100% the same. So I thought it was fine, but he would literally spend hours probing the fence. He would go down the fence line, stick his head through a hole. If it was too small, he'd move the next hole, and he would find the one spot where it wasn't perfectly welded, or wasn't a perfect 4x4, maybe it was like 5x4 or 5x5, and then he would get out. So I started patching the fence first. I just got some little sheets of hog wire, and I patched the spots where I saw him get out. And then after doing about 4 or 5 patches, I just said, screw it, I'm going to wrap this whole fence. So it's been a long day. These dogs, man, I love them, but as you can tell, they're very loud and they're very mischievous. Might need to get the PTU some maintenance, that's right. ATB Flight School says, what do you mean by crashing? XP-72 got shut down for making an illegally intelligent turn. I hear those wasps barking, yeah. And then I was taking wasps out today for sure. V1 has 3 dogs, 2 beagles, and a PTU. English beagle or American beagle? It's English beagle. I mean, it's a purebred. Like, it's, I mean, what's the difference between an American beagle and English beagle? They're a 12-inch breed. I mean, he's a hunter, though. I mean, they are straight-up hunters. They're bloodhounds through and through. But I'm pretty sure they're English beagles. So I wonder if they bark with an English accent. Maybe they got Dougal's accent or Miss Jungle's accent. She says, I gotta run. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Don't forget to hit that like button. Also, watch out for the murder hornets. Thank you, Miss Jungles. You have a good night. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Rand Cooley says, my beagle was like that. He was a T-Rex looking for weakness in my fence. Rand Cooley, that's a perfect way to put it, man. He is a little T-Rex, and he probes for weakness, man. I don't know. I'm like, man, if you don't want to hang around with us that bad, I might just let you run away, but he just can't help himself, man. I actually put some trail cams out there to see what exactly he's freaking out about, because every morning when we open the door, they sleep inside. We open the door and let him out in the morning, and he runs and he just starts howling down that fence line. So there's something that's crawling around out there that he doesn't like. Frank Byte says, so did you already tell your watchers which is the best simulated Airbus for X-plane according to me? Well, as of right now, man, if you think talking about the best simulated Airbus, you're going to get a lot more with the tolless Airbuses. One, you have an option between a 19 and a 21. So it's kind of 2 planes to 1 already. Now, I won't lie to you and say that the tolless looks better than the Flight Factor, because I think the Flight Factor aesthetically looks better texture-wise than the TOLUS. Now, the cockpits are very similar. Actually, the cockpits, the Totemec textures that are now standard in the TOLUS airplanes are right up there with the Flight Factor. But it's things like, the cabin stuff and maybe the wing textures and things like that. But you're also going to pay a price for that. The Flight Factor is going to be very hard on your system. You're going to pay for those really high-definition textures along, the cabin and along the wings and everywhere on the airplane. Very nicely textured. So you got to think about that. Now, as far as systems functionality, the TOLUS is just as good, if not better, than the Flight Factor. The TOLUS actually has a few more features now than the Flight Factor, such as a fixed info page, which is huge. It has the secondary flight plan page now, which it didn't have, and Flight Factor does have. So TOLUS is basically they're almost exactly the same functionality-wise, except TOLUS has the fixed info page now and Flight Factor doesn't. So it really is that tight of a race between the two. And then, of course, you got to look at performance. What do you do about how strong is your PC? Can you handle the Flight Factor performance-wise? But it is a beautiful airplane, man. It really is. And the TOLUS is going to be coming out with an official Neo, so on the 321. So you've got that to think about as well. Birdo360 says, I recommend Premier Hot Fence. It won't kill the animals, but would give them a good shock. Birdo, I thought about that, and then I realized I got a little daughter running around, then I got another one on the way. And I was like, I don't know if that's the best idea. And I was already pissed, man. I spent a lot, fences are expensive. And we spent a lot of money on that first fence. And now I end up having to wrap the fence and make it not look as pretty. So it's a never-ending challenge with this dog. It may come to it, who knows. Bolinas, I'm scrolling back in chat a little bit, says, hey Captain, why leave the trim exposed on an airliner? Is it to manually trim an emergency? Why leave the trim? You mean the trim wheel? So yeah, in the Airbus, you can actually trim with the trim wheel. We set the trim with the trim wheel. And if you're flying in direct law or an alternate law and you need to use pitch trim, that's where you're going to trim the airplane, because you do not have any pitch trim on the side stick in the Airbus. So you do use that trim wheel. Exactly. Are we using Batavia mod? Yes, we are using the Batavia mod. You're flying one of my favorite airplanes. Awesome. It's a great airplane, man. Look at this shot too. And this is my favorite livery, I think. Just so well done. I wanted to do a United flight up the coast here, but I didn't have a very high quality United paint that I could find in time. All my paints got wiped too, so I have to re-download all that stuff. Rose Jack says, how do you know there is a pilot in the room? He will tell you soon enough. You got it. That's right. Flying Guitar Sam, he's actually, that's another point. So I'm running the IAE engine mod on the Flight Factor. This does nothing. I still have CFM engine performance and CFM engine indications on the upper ECAN. So the TOLUS, you actually can toggle between IAE engines and CFM engines. And you can also toggle sharklets, you can toggle a SATCOM antenna. You get a lot more bang for your buck with the TOLUS airplanes. There's no way around it. When the TOLUS first came out, it was the other way around. I would recommend the Flight Factor. And then TOLUS has been updating, and right now, I mean, it's, unless you want something that is a little bit more finely detailed in the texturing, and you're fine with just the CFM engines and no sharklets without doing modding, and then go the Flight Factor route. But you get a lot with the TOLUS. It's amazing how expensive wood is. Such simple resource. Slam cannon. It's tripled, dude. So we're getting a garage for our property too. And I went with the metal building because wood is literally, with this COVID stuff going on now, I think it's tripled in price. I'm just like, yeah, no, not gonna do that. Roderick Saunders says, thanks for the feedback. I have the Flight Sim Labs already, but really enjoyed the explanation. So just seeing if it's worth the purchase for Airbus X1. Saunders, if you're coming from the Flight Sim Labs, I will tell you, you'll be disappointed. I shouldn't say that. I don't think you will be as satisfied as you're expecting to be coming from the Flight Sim Labs. And the reason I say that is because I am becoming closer to showing you guys some very cool stuff. But the Flight Sim Labs is on a different level. And really the reason it is there's a lot that we miss in these streams that happen before Pushback. That has to do with, I'm going to switch views here. Let's go inside. Let's find a nice quiet view. How about that one? Let's come over here. How about this wing view right here? We'll sit here on this wing view for right now. So there's a lot that we miss in X-Plane with our current Airbuses because of the lack of a ATSU implementation. And what I mean by ATSU is ACARS. So there's airlines customize their ACARS. You can do different things. It's all options. So it varies airline to airline. But there's a lot of stuff that happens before a flight, before Pushback, where I'm in the box, whether it's looking for performance numbers or sending planned takeoff numbers and planned weights, and then cross-referencing those weights with actual weights, setting up, slot times, or communicating with the dispatcher for discrepancies in the MEL, or requesting water service or catering service. So these are all things that we miss without a fully functional ATSU program. But you do not miss that in the FS Labs. And for those that are wondering, I'll just tell you because I'm really bad at keeping secrets, but we have reached we got pretty close to our goal for the Flight Sim Labs. So we're going to be doing some study level back to work streams and videos in the FS Labs. Now, the sim out of the box is ugly. P3D, I mean, it's old. But I know you could make it look good, but you got to spend a lot of money on that, which I'm not going to do. I'm doing it for you guys so you can see a lot more stuff that happens behind the cockpit door before Pushback that we can simulate with the FS Labs. So that'll be cool. But yeah, other than that, if you're okay with none of that pre-departure stuff, you just want to hop in and fly, X-Plane is definitely a prettier platform and a much easier platform to manipulate, in my opinion anyway. I think it is. Well, Linus, thank you so much for the £3 donation. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Says, I really enjoy your live streaming. Stay safe. But Linus, thank you so much for that donation. Really appreciate it. I hope you stay safe as well, man. I'm glad you're enjoying the live stream. Davin Crawford's going back and chat again here. Hey, everyone, long time no see. Hope all is well with you in the States, and great to see you back streaming. Davin Crawford, cheers, brother. Thank you. It's good to see you back on board, man. Yeah, it's good to be back streaming for sure. Good to be back streaming. The internet's holding out really good today, too. Awesome stuff. I kind of want to go to this view, but I want to go outside. This is kind of like a borked window view, so let me, let me clean this view up. There we go, and I'm going to save it right there. All right, we'll clean that view up. We don't need all the dirty windows. Dennis says proper aircraft and proper hands. Thanks for your amazing videos and stream. Thank you, Dennis. I appreciate it, man. SOS Exception says, I found out that the 321 cockpit of Tolis, depending on the engine type, they even modeled the N1 mode buttons being there or not. Yeah, so that's, and I noticed that too in that 321. So the N1 mode push button for, you'd really only use it for some type of reversion, like you had a FADEC problem. But yeah, it's which I have had to use. I have had to use the N1 push button in real life for a FADEC failure in flight. So it's cool to see that Tolis done that. So if you're new to the scene of Airbuses and X-Plane, you don't have any yet. You really got to look long and hard before you pull the trigger on the Flight Factor, because there's a lot of stuff that you get with the Tolis that you don't get with the Flight Factor. But the Flight Factor is a pretty airplane. It really is. I would say the Flight Factor is kind of not relating to systems, but it's the Carnado exterior and texturing work. Captain Tom, need to head out for a few minutes. We'll be back a bit. Take it easy, bud. Have fun on that F-14. How are the failures and the emergency situations in the FS Labs? So I actually haven't even played with failures yet, but I know you can do some simulation, setting them up. I have been mostly blown away with the in-depth ATSU simulation so far. It kind of blows my mind when you combine it with the GSX version or level 2 I haven't even touched failures yet, Sam, but we're going to touch failures. I'm planning on doing a couple streams where we are, going through everything by the book, and then I'm going to do some pre-recorded videos almost to kind of recreate or clean up and reproduce the professional series videos. But when we do our check ride, our mock check ride stuff, we'll definitely be doing failures in the FS Labs too. How do I add range circles in the waypoint in the FMC? Raphael, good question. I do not know if it's modeled. Let's check it out here. I know it's modeled in the TOLUS. So we've got Machu, or here we go, Reading RDD. You should be able to go like this. Nope, not from PPAWS. So Hubix, fix info. So you go to fix info, put in your fix. I want to do RDD because that's what we have here. And let's say I want to do a 30-mile radius. It doesn't work. So this is, TOLUS has this modeled properly. That's how you do it, though. And you would see a 30-mile ring around RDD. Then you can do an intersect point and add it to your flight plan and all that stuff. So again, the way to access this page in the Airbus, you won't be able to do it from PPAWS, but I almost want to say it is L1. I don't know if this is modeled. This could be a software thing. This could be, depending on the software load of the Airbus, but I want to say it should be on L1. I know in the FS Labs it's on the L1 push button, but pick a waypoint that's not PPAWS, so like Hubux is here, it's in green, and that'll get you to fix info. Once you go to fix info, you can put anything you want in here. You could put in the airport, like KPDX, and then you can put a radial or radius. Now, I go over this on my pilot series. I say I have a video on my pilot series about using this in the TOLUS 321. It does not work in the Flight Factor. This is something they promised us from, 2 years ago, and it's still not implemented. So that's one of those pet peeves of mine. Also, don't play around with holds in the Flight Factor either, because you might crash the desktop. So, but that's how you would do it in the Airbus. Right now we're looking good. We're about 240 miles to there. We're level 340. Let's hop back over the wing here. Actually, let's go back outside. I like that outside view. I hate being defaulted right there, though. Super loud. Spin it around, blur out the camera. Boom, there we go. There's the shot we want. Does your employer airline plan on currently operating an Airbus 320 Neo? Yes, we operate the Neo, man. So I do fly the Neo. I have real time on the Neo. Great airplane. Love. My favorite part of the Neo, man, is taxiing that thing around. And when you do the Neo mod on either the TOLUS or the Flight Factor, and you put in that FTSIM sound pack, man, it's just, I love that spool up sound when you taxi. I know the A320NX has new sounds for that as well, which I have not tested yet, but I have heard it makes that noise now. When is your next Concorde flight? Rose Jackson asked. Maybe I don't know, maybe 20K subs. So if we get 20K subs, we might have to be back in the Concorde. So if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, appreciate you. Yoke, Rudder, and Crosswinds. What's going on? It says, greetings from Italy. Greetings. Daniel here. Daniel, welcome aboard, man. I'm actually, believe it or not, I'm 100% Italian through and through, but I'm kind of a fake Italian because I don't speak it. But both my mother and father were 100% Italian, so we share a little bit of bloodline, man. Greetings. And actually, I had a relative who flew the 7.4. We figured it out in the Discord. It was 7.4-200. One of the old 7.4s Alitalia had. So my mom still goes out there, and, well, not now because of COVID, but she used to go out there a lot. Rose Jack says, I'm currently flying the 350 from Flight Factor. Love that plane. It's so simple. I haven't even touched the 350 yet. I know you guys have been asking for it. I might have to, but right now I'm having a hard time investing in X-Plane with FS 2020 out there. ALW says, Dad keeps asking, what's that white light at the bottom? Me, that's the mouse pointer on his... Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's my mouse pointer. Should be cleared up now. Sorry about that. Where do you get your CG values in SimBrief? So, kind of long... I'm going to go over this when we do our stream, or kind of our back to work stream. We're going to do... And I may even do a pre-recorded video on this as well, but we're going to do a full flight plan together, and I'm going to break down some of the flight flight plan formats on SimBrief. Now, it's going to be in different locations depending on which format you use. I'm currently using, well, I think this one was just defaulted, but it just depends on which format you use where you find your information. Now, the CG, in the Airbus anyway, you're going to get a CG report from your load sheet, from your closeout, when you get all the bags loaded on and you get your fuel loaded on and have all your final numbers. You're actually going to get depending on how the airline is set up, you may get it through ACARS, you may have to call dispatch, but you're going to get a closeout form, and that's going to have all your information on there. So the planned CG is what you'll get on your SimBrief flight plan, and that's what you can use for planning purposes. Now, why that's important, because you're not only going to have the CG, but you're going to have a planned takeoff weight, is you can see if anything's changed or been significantly changed. Maybe you have a lot of no-shows, or maybe you have a lot more people or a lot more bags than you were anticipating. So if you get your load sheet and you have, 2,000 more pounds than planned, that's kind of a flag that goes up and like, okay, why are we heavier than normal? Did we get over fuel? Did we have extra bags, extra people? What's the cross reference there? And actually, if it's over a certain amount of weight, depending on how the airline has the performance set up, you actually won't get numbers back. So for us, I'll send off the performance data, and then if our aircraft weight is outside of the limitations, like 2,000 pounds or 2,000 pounds heavier or lighter, we won't even get performance numbers back. So that's when you have to call dispatch and be like, okay, what are we missing? Sometimes that happens if you have a ton of cancellations, or maybe there's a connecting flight and that flight didn't get in, so now you're super light, and the software won't let you load perf numbers because it needs to be reset on the dispatch side. So this is all stuff that we don't have access to, or we can't even really simulate in X-Plane, which really is a shame, because it is a lot of, the easiest part of the job, but really the hardest part is up until pushback. Once that door is shut and you're pushing off the gate, it's go time. I mean, you and the other guy, you're trained, you're good to go, standard operating procedures, and you're out of there. It's all that stuff. You get down to the airplane, flight attendant says this is broken, maintenance is working on something else, your MELs don't match up, you still haven't been catered, you're still waiting on potable water, the fuel truck is late. So that is the hardest part, really. And then you still have to go over all your pre-flight checks. Once the door's shut, it's gravy. I say it's gravy, but it honestly kind of is. What are the steps in making a diversion to a different airport? So that'll depend on how you want to do it. You can do the easiest way is new destination. So from the Airbus, you come in here, you go to your box, you go to your flight plan page, you go to any of your flight plan fixes here. So I just picked Hubooks again. You can't do it from PPAWS, and you can do it from your active waypoint. So Matchu, we're just about past Matchu. That's our active waypoint. You can see it's here, and we call this check right corner, top right corner of the ND. It's in white, also in white in your McDo. That's your active waypoint. So you can access it from here. Easiest way to do it would be right here, new destination. So say I want to divert and go to Seattle, which we're not going to do. I don't think we have a fuel flow, but it'd be, oh shoot, temporary erase. There you go, see? You can erase it. That would be your new destination. Or you can put it in your secondary. You can go secondary flight plan. Let's just go ahead and I would do this. I would copy active, and then I would go secondary initialization. Secondary, same thing. New destination, I want to go Seattle. And from there, I want to join this arrival for the 16 center. I'm just making this up from Payne Field. So now in my secondary, if I go to plan mode, there's my secondary flight plan. And I could go, most likely if you get a divert, you're going to get a heading, or they're going to say proceed direct to this waypoint and then give you a routing, or they may just vector you. But now if I wanted to go to Seattle on this arrival, I would just come here, secondary, activate secondary flight plan. So there's multiple ways to skin a cat in the Airbus, but the easiest I would say for a diversion would just be that new destination, because you're probably going to get a diversion, maybe you're close to your airport already, or maybe you've already gone missed, and you're just going to get radar vectors. This would be the easiest. But if you're in the middle of your flight and you actually want to put in a new route and you want to see your fuel, then the secondary would be the way to go. So I would also clear, let's see, we'll clear out these waypoints that we're currently going to in our secondary. So from present position to chins to join the arrival to Seattle, I would be landing with 2.0 in fuel, which that's getting pretty low in gas. Well, that's in kilos, so we're still good, but you could do it. That would be a way to check fuel. So this is why that secondary flight plan page is so important, and why I'm so happy that Tolless modeled it, because it was a huge part of the Tolless airplanes that was missing. But they got it in there. It works good. This is what I would use that secondary flight plan for. I'd say 75% of the time I use the secondary for fuel calculations, whether it's a routing change or it's an altitude change, because you can come back. Let's see, we go copy active again. So now this is essentially the same as our active flight plan, right? We're landing with 3.0. Let's say I wanted to change. That's probably not going to make much of a difference now because we're so close. But let's just say I wanted to go the rest of my way, or the rest of the way at flight level 180. So in the secondary, if we were to fly 180, we're going to be landing with 2.7 on the fuel as opposed to landing with 3.0. Not a huge difference right now because we're so close to our destination already. But again, if you're flying a long flight and you want to get a different altitude, maybe the winds are better lower, which is very common, especially flying east to west in the U.S. in the wintertime. You may want to fly lower, but you got to make sure you have enough gas because you're going to burn more gas down low. So secondary flight plan, huge help in the Airbus. All right, let's get back to our, let's get back to some juicies here. Ooh, that's kind of juicy. We'll roll with that for a minute. Jeremiah Brown says, hi, I'm new to the channel. Jeremiah, welcome, man. Why does the engine sound different in the back than the front? Because it's a 3D sound cone, so that's accurate too. If you're standing in front of the engine, and then versus the back of the engine, where you really don't hear the hum, you just hear the rush of wind. If I can find the view now, where is it? So like back here, you really just hear, it's quieter. It is in real life too, if you walk down the cabin of an airplane in flight. Bad Monkey says this looks so realistic. Thanks. Hey, my flight attendant just showed up. Hey, babe. Any chance I can get another brewski? Appreciate you. Positive rates for Mrs. V1. Thank you for the replies, dispatcher. Oh, nice. Super Dil Solano V1. What cruising speed should one have for the 320, 19, 21? That's going to depend on your altitude, but you're really going to be around that 7.9. Thank you, though. You're going to be around that 7.9, 7.8 most of the time. Now, if you're flying slow for some reason, you might be a 7.6. Personally, I start getting really. I get really anxious when I'm flying 7.6. If I want to fly 7.6, I'd be flying turboprop. Well, actually, I'd be flying regional jets. But I like to be 7.8 or above most of the time. The air, but you can go 8.0 safely. You can select 8.1 in the real airplane, but it has a hard time maintaining 8.1. And you really got to be careful of the air that you're in too, because you don't want to be bumped around and overspeed. Why do you burn more gas down low if you don't have to use as much power? So actually, the opposite is true. You're going to be using, so you'll probably be using the same amount of power. It depends on what your thrust setting is. That really isn't what's going to make you burn more gas, but it's the density of the air. So the way the jet engine works is you want to make this simple explanation for you. So we have so many molecules of air and so many molecules of fuel. When you get that perfect mixture, you get maximum thrust. As you go up in altitude, the air is thinner. There's less molecules of air per cubic space, right? So if you have less molecules of air, then you need less molecules of fuel because you don't want to be too rich in fuel, because now you're just wasting fuel, unless you want to talk about afterburners. But in the transport airplane, you don't have to worry about that. So less molecules of air up high equals less molecules of air fuel required. So you burn less fuel. Now you can go down lower, and you may have less headwind, so you may be able to fly faster over the ground, but you also have more drag because the air is more dense, so you have more drag on the aircraft, and you're burning more fuel because you have more particles of air per cubic space, so you need to match that with more cubic particles of fuel. That's the quick and dirty answer for you. I wonder if airlines use Microsoft Flight Simulator training pilots in the future, maybe in 5 years' time. We already use flight simulators, man. Actually, X-Plane has a version that at my flight school, when I was an instructor, we used a version, the professional version of X-Plane, believe it or not, for sim time, FTD time. So it's you know, it does help a lot. It's cool going across a frontal boundary here, it looks like. Cosmic, what's up, man? Welcome. Jack Magus says, V1, I have a question. How do you get assigned to an aircraft? I've always been curious about that and what it's like when you get a new job on a new plane. So, getting assigned an airplane, so I don't know how it works in Europe, so I'm going to speak to the U.S. specifically. I imagine it's relatively similar, but everything in the airline world is seniority based. And what that means is the longer you've been with the company, the more seniority you have, and everything goes in seniority order. So if you're at an airline that has, let's say you just got hired, right? You're in a new hire class, and that specific airline will determine seniority by birth date. So why are we slowing down? Are we at our decel point? What's going on here? Looks like a wind change. We're looking good. So let's say that specific airline likes to assign seniority based on age, which is pretty common. So let's say you are dead last. Let's say you're the youngest in the class. That airline has 3 different airplanes. It has an Airbus, it has a CRJ, and it has a turboprop. Most likely, everybody wants to be on the Airbus, right? So everyone's going to get assigned a seniority number based on age. You're dead last, so you have the last seniority number in class. When they assign airplanes, they're going to say, okay, who's the number 1 seniority? What airplane do you want? You want the Airbus, you want the turboprop, or you want the CRJ? And he's probably going to want the Airbus, or she. And then they go to the next guy. What do you want? I want the Airbus. I want the Airbus. Okay, Airbus is taken. It's just turboprop and CRJ. And they go all the way down. By the time they get to you, hopefully, your choice is still there. Now, you may not be choosing based on airframe. You might be choosing based on base of operations. So you may want to be into a base that you live at, right? So for me, say I want to be based in Dallas, and I really don't care so much about the airplane, but I'd rather be home based on the CRJ than I would be no, I probably wouldn't do this in real life, but if I wanted to be home based on the CRJ versus LaGuardia or New York on the Airbus, is, you know, you got to pick what you want. So that's how it all goes from seniority level. And then you can transition as you gain seniority and people get hired below you, you now get more seniority, right? Even if you were dead last in class, that next class of new hires is now below you. So now you have seniority over them. And sometimes there's vacancies, guys swap seats, they swap airframes. Maybe there's a really senior FO who wants to go, he's a senior FO on a wide body. Maybe he's doing international flying, and now he's done with that, and he wants to come down to domestic and be a captain domestically on an Airbus, narrow body. He may jump down. Now there's a slot for the wide body. You can bid for it. Just depends on what you want to do. So it depends, like I said, on the airline. It'll depend on how your airline determines seniority, but that's in a nutshell how it works. We have a beautiful sunset happening here. It's actually happening a little bit too early. We might be flying in nighttime. Firefighter, what's going on? Welcome to the stream, man. Haven't been a while. Welcome to the stream, dude. Deep and Mental with you. Cheers, man. With you. Good to see you streaming again, Cap. Looking forward to the back to work stuff. I'd love to see something like a day in the live stream where we see as much of the workflow as possible. It's coming, D. It is coming. Make sure you guys have your notification bell on, because if you're subscribed to the channel, that really doesn't do anything. You got to have your notifications on, so when I go live, you'll actually get a ping. Or if you're in the Discord, I try to ping everybody in the Discord before I go live as well. It's coming, D. I'm actually, all right, I'm so excited. I just got to tell you this anyway. So you all know it's probably going to be in the FS Labs, right? We're talking simulation to a level where I've actually bought a USB printer, just like a $15 one off Amazon, because you can print out from the FS Labs McDo printer, and if you hit print on the McDo, it'll print out on your USB printer. And it actually is a big help when you're getting, you know, closing paperwork and performance numbers and all that. So That's the type of realism we're talking about. I'm going to get my checklists out. I'm going to be doing it not only for entertainment purposes for you guys, but it's really going to be to help me get in that mindset of, okay, I got to go back. I'm going back to training, and I actually just bid for my training in January, so we'll see when I actually have to go back. But it's going to be a 100% real. I'm going to be using the simulator as a tool to prepare myself for the real world again, and I'm going to bring you guys along for the ride. So make sure you are subscribed and make sure that notification bell is set for when we start doing that. I'm going to go ahead and probably start planning for a descent here. What do we got? 250. Let's go ahead and pull up the charts here while we've got a minute. We'll close all of this stuff here. Let's pull up PDX, flight beam. Nope. Nope. Fail. There we go. Okay, can't get the weather. Arrival. Timbers to RNAV. Milltown 24, positive rate. What's up, man? Monday evening, V1 stream. Life is good. Cheers. Cheers, V1. Or cheers, V1. This is light loggers, man. They go straight to your brain. Milltown. Cheers to you, brother. Thanks for that. It's a feel-good Monday, man. Feel-good Monday. No one likes Mondays, but it's a feel-good Monday evening here. All right, we're coming in over the Machu intersection, Moxie City Portal. We're looking for the bottom altitude here. We are going to transition off and land 10, so we're going to bottom out at micro 210 at 5,000. We're a little early here, but I'm just going to dial this in so I don't forget. We'll set 5,000 there on the box. This is just a very this is a pre-descent brief. We're just kind of, I don't want the Helen, so I select that. This is just kind of a pre-approach briefing here. Still a little ways out until we start down. When we start down, we'll really brief it. Pull up our charts, 10 right, 10 left. That looks good. And can I get any airport info? ATC, frequencies, nothing. Oh, there we go. Weather, 290 at 5. 290 at 5. We can land 2/8. Tens have a better approach. It's more cinematic to 10, so we're going to land 10 because we got to make that nice turn over the river. So for cinematic purposes, we'll land with a 5-knot tailwind. 3047, good night. Let's see. Let's go ahead and pull that up here. 3047, and make sure you pull back to standard. Boop. So the older airplanes, they don't really do it anymore now. I think they've caught on, Airbus has caught on to us pilots back in the day. So you see what I did there? I pulled this out, I set the altimeter, and then I pushed it back to standard. You see how the altitude jumps? So back in the earlier Airbuses, and I know they've done something to it because it doesn't do it anymore, but if you were in cruise and you just felt the airplane go up and then back down real quick, or just it kind of did that quick pitch moment, it was probably your pilots setting the baro for the landing field and then going back to standard. So pay attention to the altimeter. They're like, go this here, what's the altitude? 30 something. I see how it wants to trend, but it won't actually go there because it knows what the pressure actually is. It's that smart. What am I doing here? 10, 13, 30, 47. There we go. Set standard. But a little bit of a jump. So the airplanes really used to jump back in the day. They don't do this so much anymore now. We're going to have to back this time back just a little bit because I don't really want to land at night. Phantom 320! What is going on, man? Welcome to the stream, dude. Phantom 320. He says, I definitely didn't send him pics of my printed ACARS data. Phantom is the reason, guys, that I bought a USB printer. He did. He actually printed out ACARS information and then sent me a picture. I was like, okay, I got to get a little USB printer. I swear, man. Awesome. Welcome to the stream, dude. Good to have you on board, man. Firefighter McCall says, I got into the Civil Air Patrol. Awesome. Hopefully that would help me get my dream of being a fighter pilot. That's awesome, dude. I was in the Civil Air Patrol back in the day, man. Awesome stuff, dude. Anthony Anderson says, I swear, the longer I watch V1, the more I want to spend money on flight sims, money I don't got. Anthony, it's a black hole money pit, man. It really is. It's really is a black hole. I'm fortunate enough to be blessed with you guys and you know, invest into the stream, and then I invest back into the sim to bring you guys more information and more content. And I will say, though, that I would not approve of the Carenado PA-44. So if anybody's on the fence about that airplane, I would not spend $30 on it. I feel like I could have bought some bourbon for that. Is it true the Airbus will auto-rotor trim for you during an engine failure? What do you mean auto-rotor trim for you? No, on a V1 cut, you actually have to trim. So positive rate gear up, I actually put my right hand on the trim, rotor trim. Now, as far as once you get it trimmed out, you can let, you know, when you turn the autopilot on, it'll take care of it and it'll fly just fine with the autopilot on. Now, I believe there is, might be cross-referencing some information from a different airframe. I don't think there's no, like, what's the, not a rudder boost. What did the citation have? Maybe Phantom knows. What the heck is that? There's something in the citation, like a rudder, I can't think of the name of it now. I'm drawing a blank. That'll help you. But no, I actually put my hand on the rudder trim after rotation. That's where you practice your V1 cut anyway. What is the altimeter? I heard it so much in ATIS on METAR. The altimeter, a very important part of aviation. It's your altitude window. So you have to adjust for non-standard pressure. Aaron Hastings says the Zevo 73 has a nice preset feature for the airplane, or for the air pressure. Even on standard mode, you can spin the wheel. Yeah, that's right. And then when you press the standard, losing the wind. I know. I hear you. I remember messing around with that when I was flying the Zevo. I'm going to back this up just a little bit here because I don't want to land at nighttime. I like a golden sunset arrival. We've got 5,000 set. Constraint mode is on. We should turn terrain mode on. And you're about 25 miles from top of decent. Everything else is looking good. Enter destination data. Let's throw that in here, though. Approach, what did we say? 3047. Temperature was... That's why you need an 8 cars printer. Temperature 9. Magnetic wind 290 at 5 knots. Rudder bias. Is that what it was? Rudder bias? Oh, it's going to bother me now. 290 at 5. And arrival back. Let's actually look at the approach plate for 10. We want to land on 10 left for cinematic purposes. 10 left is more cinematically pleasing. MDA 293. Let me just double check. Yep, straight in DA 293. Set. VAP 137. Perf data has been set 10 miles from top of descent. I like to initiate that right at that 5 mile mark. So we'll just hold it right here until we hit 5 miles, and then we'll initiate a managed descent. Slam Cannon says, that sucks about the PA-44. My hope was slowly building it would be decent crushed. Yeah, Slam, I honestly, I was really hoping it was going to be good for you too. So I was like, man, if it's good, then you should get it. But I honestly cannot even recommend it, dude. I mean, I sat there full throttle on that thing, moving the cylinder heads, or moving the mixture, nothing, moving the cowl flaps, nothing. The it does have a single engine semi-flight characteristics because it yaws properly. It does do that. You know, you can do some single engine stuff with it. There's 5 miles. Go ahead and manage descent. And below mode is set. But yeah, I cannot in good faith recommend it, man. It just seemed too wonky for sure. Have I tried the VMAX 7.6 for X-Plane 11? Nope. I tried flying it today as a mess for takeoff. I have not, man. I have not. Do you like the jar design 320 Neo? Not really. I have it, but I flew it like maybe 2 or 3 times, and I was kind of over it. Rafa says, when I was flying the LPMA, in the charts it appears Rosario. Right, Rosario is not 5 digits, right? So RS, what is it? Rosro, ROSRO. Right, yeah, 5. It has to be 5-letter identifier. So that's why you put Rosro. I don't know why, but Rosario, even though that's the name of the fix, that's not what you put in the box because it has to be 5 characters. Aaron Hayes says V1 787. That, as far as I know, watched level D on it before. Oh, it does? Oh, okay. I didn't know that either. Have you flown any Boeing aircraft in the US? No, I have not flown any Boeings, man. I have not flown a Boeing. The closest to a Boeing would be the Embraer 170, 190. But not flown a Boeing. I've been in the jump seat a lot, though. And it's miserable, I'll tell you that. 20.6. All right, we are on our descent. Things are looking good here. I'm going to turn down this... Oh, that wind noise, man, was killing me. Let's go ahead and boost up X-plane volume. Let's go ahead and boost you up a little bit here. Let's take a little flyby shot here. Idle thrust. Still love that 320. On our way down. Too bad it's cloudy. It's always cloudy when I want to look at ORBX. Firefighter says, can you do a tutorial about flight planning, like weather maps, routes, weights, flight info, cost index, dispatch papers? Oh yeah, it's coming, man. It's coming. Don't worry. It's coming very soon. Any plans to spend some time in the new Beaver from Thronda next month? I have not. Somebody mentioned that it was released. I have not purchased it. I'll have to take a look. Again, it's just kind of like I'm having a hard time investing in new aircraft in X-Plane 11, especially GA stuff. Even though there's some really good ones out there, there really are. I watched Q8 pilots top 10 or top 5 GA planes. He's got a great list of GA planes, but it's just, I don't know, man. Something about FS 2020 keeps bringing me back, especially for GA stuff. I'm really eagerly awaiting Milviz's 310 release for FS 2020. I think that will be the first real test to see if that platform has what it takes to be study level flight dynamics. Because I know Milviz is pretty good. Airbus is the best position they could possibly be in, but they haven't capitalized on it. They've had a lot of sales, but yeah, we'll see what happens, mate. Have you flown the Piper Warrior? Yes, I have. And the Cherokee, and the Seminole, and the Arrow, and the Chieftain, and the Navajo. I've flown a slew of Pipers. I like Piper aircraft. At least you can eat in your jump seat. Yeah. And the form, Rafa is asking in the form to see the waypoint is looking the waypoint in the ND and write it. Yes, if you see it on your ND, it's going to be in proper format because it's up to 5 letters. So you can have a 3-letter identifier and you can have 5 letters. You have 5-letter waypoint, 3-letter identifier. How do you get the flyby family? Is it custom? No, this is all default camera. All default camera. X-Plane 11 has the best camera system on any sim out there. All my camera views are just default X-Plane camera system. Default flyby view here. Oh, we're breaking out of the clouds on the left side. Let's hop over to our left wing. I'm gonna have a epilepsy. There we go, here we go. As we get ready to come over those clouds there, as we cross that frontal boundary. You just soloed on the Warrior, Kyle Longley. Awesome, man. Congratulations, dude. That's a big accomplishment, man. Congratulations. Scott Ross says, I read Airbus had UK, France, US, and other countries. I don't remember which country investigating Airbus sales practices. The investigations were the 737 MAX. Yeah, I remember that too. Oh man, I remember that, and I had drawn up my own conclusion, but now I forget what my own conclusion was. It shows you how much I really looked into it. But I remember reading about that. I didn't think it was as bad as it sounded. They just wanted a fair share, because the Max got a bunch of orders even though it was grounded. It was basically I don't know, some political stuff, man. It just goes down a rabbit hole. Rafa says, what do you think the best Airbus and X-plane is? I think it's the tolless, man. I think you get more. I know you get more for your money with the tolless Airbus and X-plane. You will get a better textured and prettier looking Airbus with a flight factor, but you're going to pay for it in price and in performance. It is a performance hitter for sure. I'm trying to find a good view for us here. I love the sun, but we'll do this shot here. There we go. Rafa says, personally, I prefer the tolless than the Flight Factor. I bought twice, but I only fly the A319. I love the 319, man. I think the 319 might still be my favorite Airbus and X-plane. I love that 319, man. Sam Kenneth says, everybody rents the Archer at my flight school. I fly the Warrior because it's always available. There you go. What do you think of the X-Crafts ERJ family? I have them. I haven't even touched them. I've tried to fly it one time, and I haven't touched it since. So that should be your answer. Will you stream the 747-200 once it's out? Why not, man? Who's making a 747-200? Do FS 2020? Maybe next time. I honestly was going to do FS 2020 tonight in the Piper Seminole. I was going to do it, but then I started flying it around. I was like, I can't stream in this. I may do one, the next time we're in FS 2020, I might do like a quick flight in the Seminole, maybe to show you guys some ATC stuff, and then hop into the fly-by-wire mod. Would you rather fly DC-9 or 717? DC-9. I love the tolless, and I think the systems are better. I love the tolless too, man. And you get a lot more. There's something to be said about a support system from the developer, and you get that with tolless as well. They got an active Discord. They got people to help you. That means a lot to a lot of people, and you get that with tolless. Pedro, hi from Lisbon. What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. You're joining just in time. We are on our descent into Portland, Oregon, in this beautiful sunset here on the Gold Coast. Phantom, is it Gold Coast? I think it is. IAEs or CFM? I prefer IAEs all the way and every day. I'm running the IAE mod on the Flight Factor, but like I said, it's only a mod, and you don't get the performance of the IAE, and you don't get the proper ECAM indications either. Captain K, what's going on? It's a smooth flying, Captain. Thank you, Captain K. Cheers, brother. Aaron Hastings says, I love the tolless, but I find the pricing quite disappointing. Full price required for 319 and 321, and no discount if you own one of them already. I will say this. I'm not gonna talk about anyone's business practices, but I will say that I was surprised that there was not a discount or some type of incentive to buy the 321 if you already had the 319. I'll just say I was surprised, but I don't like to talk about companies' business, like their pricing models and stuff, because it's not really my space, frankly. So, but I will just say I was kind of surprised, because there is something to be said about fan base loyalty, right? So, yeah. Any plans for the A300? Oh yeah, Wojtek. Probably the next time we're in X-plane, we'll be in the A300. Love that plane. Love the A300 from INI. Then when that passenger variant drops, I will be all over it, man. The passenger A300 is very near and dear to my heart and my family. For those that don't know, my mom was actually a flight attendant for Pan Am. She trained on the A300, so very much so looking forward to A300 passenger variant. Felis is making the 742, the guy who made the 150. Ah, okay. PDX Jets is a person that told us A320. Hey, Portland, my city. I was just going to say, PDX Jets, we're right up your alley, man. We're inbound to 10 left for cinematic purposes, even though we're going to be landing with a tailwind. Personally, you love the 321. Hey, there's nothing wrong with the 321. I love the 321 too. It's a good bird. Brenton says PDX is your home airport. Awesome, man. Well, you'll have to see how this this Flight Beam Portland looks on stream. See how realistic it is. I think it's pretty darn good, man. Deep Mental says, I'm so looking forward to the Tolos A340 600. I love the 4 big ol' engines. I too am looking forward to that airplane. I think it'll be fun. I know nothing really about it. Like, if I'm being honest with you, I've never flown it, never been in the jump seat of an A340. But I think it's fun to me to get in these different airplanes like the A300 and see what Airbus has done differently. You know, you look at the A300, which is the very early version of the first Airbus, right? So you see what that is all about, and then you see the narrow-body Airbuses. Now we're going to see the A340 with 4 engines. We're going to see what they use, what they didn't use. You know, you have the A330 from JAR Design, which is mediocre, but you can also kind of see the differences, right? You can see the different battery layouts, the different hydraulics. To me, that's all fascinating stuff. That's just because I'm an av geek, right? But and more specifically, even an Airbus geek. But I am looking forward to that as well. I can't wait from the A380. Yeah, here's the thing about the A380. I think it's one of the ugliest airplanes ever created. That's straight up to say that. Ugliest airplane ever created. But, oh, that's why. Why are we so slow here, man? I guess we're getting ready to go through 10. I should be paying attention. But I will be interested to see how, you know, what the cockpit's all about and what other systems they got. But, man, it is an ugly airplane. How do I go back to Q&H? Why am I QFE? That's not what I want. There we go. Jeez, 3047. 3047 is set. And here was what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and select 250 because we're not worried about speeds anymore. Manual speeds, 250. And we're 12.2 descending on the arrival. LS push buttons are going to come on. We're going to do low brakes just because I have socks on and my rudder pedals are very slippery when I have socks on. Let's do a final approach briefing here. IPDX 110.5. Final approach course will be 103 for the ILS. This is showing 10 right in the box. That's not what we want. None of you guys caught that. I want to do ILS 10 left for cinematic purposes. Insert. Please don't delete my flight plan. ILS 10 left. Approach speeds are good, and it was 293 for the DH. This is why we do approach briefing. 293 is set. There we go. 111.3 is what we're looking for. 103 on the approach course. 2,000 at Blazer. 293 on the barrel. That matches the glass. Touchdown zone is 30 feet. Highest sector altitude around the BTG VOR is 6,200. That's out to the northeast. Southwest and beyond is 3,500. Looking at the approach plate, if we have to go miss, we're going to go straight out 800 feet, followed by a climbing left turn up to 4,200 to intercept the 160 radial and hold over Battleground, I believe. We can double check that here. Yep, hold Battleground. 345 is of course, that matches the plate. Looking for Pappies on the left-hand side. We've got a Mauser approach light system. We'll be looking for that since it is sunset. Other than that, looking at the 10-9 page for the ILS 10 left, we're going to have a right turn. We're going to double back to the terminal. I don't even know where US Airways parked. We'll just take it back and park it up here somewhere on the north ramp. But no runways to cross off the 10 left, so we'll turn exit the runway when able, probably Alpha 4 or Alpha 3. It is a hot spot there. Be careful of the taxiway for taxiing traffic. We'll double it back. We'll take the outer Alpha and then probably Kilo or Alpha 5 into the ramp area. We'll figure that out. Not a big deal. Other than that, we've got 9,800 feet available for landing. Long dry runway. Any questions? No questions. And we're through 10,000 feet. Let's go ahead and light them up. Turn on all the lights since we get some cockpit lights on.
Flight attendants will walk into the cabin one final time, picking up any remaining cups and glasses or other service items. We'll be landing soon.
I thought I heard a chirp there. I did hear a chirp. Why did we chirp off the arrival? Oh, it reloaded it? What is going on here? Let's go direct Vance. Just call it good. Wait, what? Why do we have a hold? What do you, Flight Factor? What? 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 Direct pub. Insert. Nav. Alright. Screw that. Direct pub. Here we go. I don't know what's going on with the box there. Here we go. Portland HD. Looking beautiful as always. Radio Man John. Thank you so much for your streams. I learned so much. Radio Man, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Glad you guys are learning. Cosmic says, what's your opinion? Best looking 4-engine airliner? Oh. Best 4-engine airliner. 707. 707, man. Anthony Anderson says, I agree the A380 is ugly looking, but it is awesome with performance considering the size. Hey, I don't argue with that, man. When first time I saw a 380 in person, I was just mind blown. The engineering behind it, it's like, how does this thing fly? And so it's fascinating in its own light. It definitely is, man. And I can't imagine the logistics in operating a 380 between boarding, deplaning, coming into Dallas sometimes. If you got behind the Qantas 380, oh my gosh, if you were in customs, the freaking crew on that thing is like 30 people. I mean, I don't know how many it is, but it's a lot. The crew line was always jam-packed. I'm like, what is going on here? So you always got to get in front of the 380. Even the 350, they got a Qatar that comes in. You get behind that Qatari 350. There's a nice long crew line as well. U.S. Airways parked at the end concourse of C, so the end of the south terminal. Ooh. So for realism purposes, the end of the south terminal. So out here? Or out here? The west end? Oh man, what a beautiful time to come in though, right? What a beautiful time. You're in vertical speed, not managed mode anymore? We're down to 5,000, so we should be good. Yeah, something tripped off there. Trail is at 2,300. We'll go ahead and continue our descent down to 3,000. Get below these clouds here. I mean, this is cool. This is what X-Plane's all about, though. Sunset approach here. Listen to those sounds. Let me make sure I turn up the internal sounds here a little bit for you guys. A380 with 25 flight attendants, exactly. You got 25 flight attendants, probably. You got two full crews at minimum. The west end of Concourse C. All right, so yeah, thank you, PDX Jets. Appreciate you, man. Good stuff. If you have the opportunity to fly the A321 XLR and only the A321 XLR for their career, would you? Well, what's the schedule like, Scott Roth? Heck, I'd fly a King Air if I had the perfect schedule and they paid me right. I was telling Phantom, I was like, hey man, if I could fly the King Air at this local airport up here where I live, just fly that 3-4 days a week, Monday through Friday, pay me right, and I've got X-Plane for my Airbus needs, I'm good, man. It all depends. All depends. All right, we're going to go ahead and go heading mode. I'm going to go ahead and reduce speed. 210, which shouldn't be an issue right now. We're going to go heading mode. We'll come all right to 350. Actually, no, we're going to come all the way back to 180. I don't like that 210 speed, man. Just get in trouble.
2,500.
I want to extend flaps out here without overspeeding. I think we're probably close to VFE, right? Hopefully we don't overspeed. Let's listen to the flaps. Oh, you can't really hear them. Pretty low flap sound. What? What is this cloud? Wow, we were really close to overspeeding them too. All right, let's go ahead and come right, heading, let's see, Cactus 512, fly heading 040, descend and maintain 2,000. Maintain 2,000, tell us establish, cleared ILS 10 left approach. 040 on the heading 2 till established, cleared ILS 10 left approach, Cactus 512. Beautiful flaps to extension there. There's our 1,000 feet to go. Holy crap, man. Oh, blue, glide slope blue. I'm going to help the turn out here, 060. It was a bad vector on my part. I need Phantom 320 for the vectoring. Breaking through the clouds, Portland way out there. Oh yeah, we're nice and low. This is why I wanted to do this right here. Look at this cinematic approach. We're like 2,000 feet, 15, 20 miles out, but hey, it looks cool. Looks like we intercepted a localizer. Hopefully it's not a false localizer because I'm not in the cockpit right now. This is a pretty steep turn. I really hope we're on the proper localizer. Actually getting a little nervous. Oh my gosh, look at that shot though. X-plane does have its beauty, I gotta tell you. X-plane does have its beauty. How's Logan? What's going on, man? Welcome to the stream, dude. We're just about on final approach here into Portland International. I'm gonna have to start ignoring the chat now. I'm going to start slowing up here because we're already at 2,000 feet. Oh, whoa. That's what happens when you don't activate confirm. That means we're going to lower the gear right now. .787 out of DFW, would you be down? Ooh. Yeah, that's a tough one, man. That 787's got some long legs, dude. Got some long legs on that 787. 350 out of DFW. I'm down. I'll take the 350. Cabin check. I got to do their job for them right here.
Yes, sir.
Cabin ready. Flaps full. This is ORBX True. Was it True Earth? Yeah, ORBX HD Oregon. Flight beam Portland. Got to get it in right now. I've hand flown enough approaches. Let's just let the autopilot do this because we don't get replay sounds in this airplane. Look at that shot. Oh my goodness.
1,000.
That is juicy. Hit the like button for this golden dusk approach, man. This is as juicy can get, man. Hit the like button for this approach right here. Gosh, that's beautiful. All right, let's fly this airplane. I'll pop out the PFD for y'all. We'll leave the auto thrust engage, autopilot disconnect. Oops, didn't have it down. Autopilot disconnect. Cat 3 single. Looking for Cat 1. There it is. Landing checklist, cabin crew advised auto thrust speed, ECAM ammo, landing all green, landing checklist is complete. 10 knot tailwind there, or I'm sorry, 5 knot tailwind. Looking good. Oh man, I love coming in. 10 left.
400.
Too busy looking outside when flying the airplane.
300.
Thank you for the subscribe, whoever that was. Appreciate you.
200.
God, I'm all over the place.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 100 above. Retard. Retard.
Wow, that was not cool. That was terrible. Firm. Nearly smashed it. Spoilers. Reverse screen. 48 feet over the threshold. 12 feet off center line. That was terrible. 70 knots. Manual brakes. Can we make it? Yeah, we can make it. That was one of those oh shiz landings. I hate it when guys do that. You come down, you don't flare, and then all of a sudden you flare really fast. I just did what I absolutely hate watching guys do. But hey, we were here for the sights. The sights were worth it. The sights were worth that. We'll get better when we do our back to work streams, I promise. 238 on the touchdown. That's a little firm. 1.3 on the G. I love this landing. This is my new favorite landing plug-in here. Seems much more realistic. 12 feet from centerline, that's pretty trash. But we were 48 feet initially, or was that 43? I mean, I can't read. Let's clean it up. Let's listen to the flap retraction. Stow it all. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Portland. Where do you see reverse green? That'll be on the upper ND. Upper ECAM. I'm sorry. Upper ECAM. You're looking for, like, don't do this in real life, but you see amber and green. So reverse green means that you can apply the reverse thrust. That amber is that door is in transition. It's sliding backwards. So you want to make sure you get 2 greens. Let's go ahead and let's taxi like we actually want to be here, right? Let's stow that up. We got the APU spooling up. We're going to taxi, so it's just that tip. So we're going to go straight down Alpha, left turn Tango to the gate. We're going to do a southwest taxi here. Gotta love these sounds though, man. This shot right here where it's dark like this is so real. That's crazy what a simulator can do, man. Another leg? Nah, not another leg tonight, man. I got dinner to start cooking. Dinner to cook, beers to down, my friend. But stick around for the replay. We got to see that replay. So I'm gonna taxi fast here. Let's go. So one thing I've noticed too, this Flight Factor doesn't seem to. And I think it's an X-plane thing in general. Is the ground friction is not there. The only airplane where I've really noticed. Maybe I need to get back into TOLAS, but at these weights, what are we? Oh, we're cleared out. At these weights, though, at 2 engines, it should be wanting to run away from you. Really, I shouldn't need to be adding thrust. All right, left turn Tango. What lighting do I use? This is, believe it or not, this is default lighting, man, because all my plugins and stuff are aren't compatible, aren't working. Like, this is not active sky. This is default clouds. No X vision. This is just default X-plane, but the lighting you're seeing is from Portland HD, Flight Beam Portland, I should say, and ORBX HD. Killed us there. Alright, there's our tip of the concourse. Go ahead and kill our taxi. Actually, we've got to go a little further. APU's available. ghost ride this one in. Yellow electric pump is on. Confirm 2. Charlie 20. We'll take Charlie 20. I've always wanted to do this. Well, I won't have brakes if I do it. Let's just try it. What the heck? Ghost ride the whip. Engine 1's coming down. This would be really embarrassing if we run out of juice because I shut down the engine. Look at that. Southwest would be proud. I blinded that guy too. Brake set. Engines are spooling down. Don't do that in real life, ladies and gentlemen. Don't do that in your sim, really, unless you just want to have fun. But I kid you not, one time I was on a Southwest. Oh, I shouldn't have said that. I was on an undisclosed airline's jump seat. And I'm not even kidding you. We shut down both engines before parking. I was blown away. All right, let's get to replay mode because I got to pee and you guys probably want to get out of here too. So let's go replay here. We're not going to connect the jet bridge. We'll back it up just a little bit. Oh, that's nice. And we got some replay music. We'll speed it forward a little bit here. Let's watch the gear come down. Still strobing? Yeah, I was strobing. There was a lot of stuff there that was not a standard operating procedure. All right, we'll leave that long one for the end, but let's bring this one down here. My phone died, missed the landing. Oh, dude, I'm sorry, man. Well, you check these replays out. Blue Max, this great stream. Thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Fuzzy Condor, welcome to Commercial Pilot, man. Welcome to the channel. Appreciate you joining the channel. Make sure you check out the podcast. Go to the main channel page. Check out the playlist, View on After Dark. Should have another one. I'm trying to get this one out for November. I may combine November and December just because I'm not going to be able to do much here as the in-laws come in town. But try to get a podcast out every month. And make sure you sync your YouTube to your Discord. If you are a Discord user, you get the View on After Dark channel in the Discord as well. So appreciate y'all. X-Plane FS 2020. This is X-Plane, man. This is X-Plane. Does engine number startup matter? It matters if you want a single engine taxi. If you want a single engine taxi, you should go out on engine number 1. That's why we start number 1 first. Anthony Anderson's great stream. If you don't see you next time, take it easy, Anthony. Appreciate you, man. Oh, yeah, that was a near smash to a float. Definitely near smash to a float. We call that an organic light lagger landing. Philip says, hey, V1, it's hard to stay away from X-Plane because the aircrafts are so good, but the training sim for most airliners, that's where most of us started. Skylight. I hear you, man. The airliners in X-Plane 11 are hard to beat right now. Very hard to beat. We'll do one more from behind the wing here. Do a couple more, and we'll do a tower shot, and then I'll leave you guys with that long approach. When will you be live again, man? I'm trying to get one out tomorrow. I don't know if I will. Make sure you're subbed to the channel. Make sure your notifications are on, because I don't really hold myself to a schedule, because honestly I stream around my daughter's schedule and work and what my wife's doing. So whenever I got time, man, I try to get some content out for you guys. So just make sure that notification bell is on and you're subscribed. I'm going to try to get one more out. If I don't see you guys tomorrow, it probably won't be until after Thanksgiving. So oh yeah, near smash. All right, it's time. Backing it up. We'll watch one come in here. I heard a story about someone at a different airline getting talked to for shutting down the engines while rolling into the gate. Yeah, man. You don't want to do that stuff for sure. But this is just beautiful approach, man. This lighting was perfect. Yeah, see, near smash, float, and set her down. We'll call that a Michelob Ultra landing. Hey, we got the center line back. I just think we were 12 feet off. Hold on a second. 12 feet off. Oh yeah, the mains were way off. Yeah, that's pretty ugly. Let's get away from that view. Hey, we got the nose back on it. All right, we'll back it all the way out here. I'll leave you guys with a beautiful golden light approach. We'll probably keep it in the exterior view. Maybe a few wing shots. Look at this wing shot right here. All right, I'm going to leave it right here. Y'all have a wonderful Thanksgiving if I don't see you tomorrow. Mods, sponsors, thank you so much for hanging around, doing work on the channel, sponsoring the channel. Donors, thank you for supporting the channel. That money you put in this channel, I reinvest into the sim, into the platform for you guys so I can bring you guys more content, hopefully teach you something, and just have an overall great time together here on stream. I love you guys. Y'all stay safe, stay healthy. I'm V1. Hit the like button for me on the way out. See ya!